The nation's spectacle today takes the Kenyans through the mistreatment, exploitation, harassment and humiliation of Kenyan citizens by their foreign employers. Unemployment crisis in Kenya has seen many Kenyan citizens, both men and women, land in the hands of the foreigners within and outside the country to seek for the badly needed jobs. In the last decade, questions have risen on the safety and security of Kenyans on the hands of their foreign bosses. More recently, the assault video of a Chinese man caning a Kenyan worker at Chenzuo restaurant in Kileleshwa went viral on social media. Simon Oseko, the victim of the assault, is said to be a waiter at the restaurant, while the Chinese man, identified as Deng Haiam, is said to be the head chef. The man was caught in the video assaulting the Kenyan worker for allegedly reporting to work late.
Ameunda kiko kwa store yake. Ni waya mbaya ameunda. Sasa wakati alinichapa, nimuuliza mbona unanichapa, akaniambia unataka kazi ama hutaki kazi? Juu umekuja late, lazima nikuchape.
He was caught using a whip, landing a heavy lash on the young waiter who wept in pain. The victim was reported to have endured the brutality and humiliation in the hands of this Chinese boss for over 6 months.
Baya zaidi ni kunivuta kazi na mimi sina kazi, hiyo ndio nilikuwa napata mapato yangu. Ako very harsh, ako arrogant. Sasa juu tunataka kazi na unaona Kenya hakuna kazi, lazima upende law. Sasa anakuchapa like anakunyanyasa juu yeye ako na uwezo, anakuchapa ndio unaendelea kazi. So mimi nimechapa mara si moja, lakini sasa hii ilikuwa wazi.
And that he was sacked prematurely after the latest incident. This angered Kenyans on social media and compelled for the arrest of the key suspect. Not just that, Kenyan employees have also experienced a working environment with Chinese nationals in the standard gauge railway connecting Mombasa with Nairobi, the Kenyan's capital city. Most of the employees working for the SGR were Kenyans. However, as of July 2018, Chinese workers still occupied the most critical positions, including dispatcher and locomotive driver. Kenyan employees claimed to be suffering in the hands of Chinese nationals in the same working environment during the construction of the SGR.
Kenyan who is ahead of any Chinese. You can confirm this from Mombasa to Nairobi to any SGR Kenyan employee.
The Chinese would hardly say a word whenever top government officials convene press conferences in their presence to celebrate their milestone. But beneath this shiny veneer is a tale of pain, anguish, and broken dreams of a multitude of Kenyans who felt trapped on the train. On it, Chinese nationals had created a small kingdom in which they ran roughshod over Kenyan workers who claimed of experiencing neo-colonialism, racism, and blatant discrimination.
To borrow drinking water in a kitchen. And he told me, this no same this, so me no give you water.
Desperation for lack of jobs has also seen Kenyans go to the Middle East countries like Qatar, Oman, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, among other Gulf countries. Lured by the promise of well-paid work and a chance to escape joblessness at home, hundreds of thousands of Kenyans are thought to be employed in the Middle East.
All right, my name is Frank Wetindi, Kenyan from Mombasa. I had to migrate from my country to Dubai at least to look for employment.
The Kenyan citizens in the Middle East are treated like slaves by their foreign bosses. They face harassment, brutality, torture, exploitation, and some even succumb to death.
Nilipofika huko wapi Qatar, nikasign contract huko tena, nikaanza kuchukuliwa na gari na driver mmoja Mkenya anaitwa Ahmed. Sikuwa najua naenda wapi, nimeona naondoka tu, nimetoka Qatar kwenye mijengo, barabara hamna, naona naacha barabara kila kitu. Naanza kuelekea, nikifika mbele naona tu sasa tayari nimefika kwa desert. Siwezi sema ni kilomita ngapi, lakini naweza sema ni kilomita more than 350 kilomita pale mahali kwa hiyo ofisi, na hapo ninaelekea. nikaanza kuingizwa ndani.
Domestic workers are often kept lock and key by their employers, forced to work for more than 18 hours a day, deprived of food and wages.
So we were forced to work like from morning to evening, extra hours. So the job to me wasn't quite good because it was tiresome, and even the climatic conditions were not even favorable during the day. It was too hot. And we used to work extra because we could work on like 9 flights in a day. So by the time you get home, you're really tired. Resting hours were very few. You could rest for at least 4 hours. Then you're forced to go back again to work. The salaries, they were not as I expected, because when I left the country, I was told I'll be paid at least 90,000 Kenyan shillings. But on arrival, I was forced to sign another contract again. The contract was, the salary was 23,000 Kenyan shillings. Now, according to the salary, I could not persevere for long because I had so many responsibilities back at home. My parents were also expecting me to support them, and my small child that was by then 3 months. So definitely when you're away from home, people know that you have money, you can support them in any way. So to me, it was kind of difficult for me to reach all the expectations they expected from me. So I was forced to resign after a while, and because I had a loan to pay here at home, the money that I got to support me pay the agency, I had to persevere again, at least to clear up the loan and come back home.
More vulnerable are the Kenyan women who are being raped and sexually abused.
Kutupataka nikaingia kuchukua nguo zangu, akanifuata. Asa naregesha mlango, akausukuma ule mlango. Alinishika kisu.
In 2014, Kenya unexpectedly announced a decision to suspend the recruitment of its workers to the Middle East. Citing numerous mistreatment claims, the then Kenyan Labour Ministry suspended the operations of all the recruitment agencies and stopped their operation with immediate effect. The then Labour Cabinet Secretary Kazungu Kambi said most of the companies has misled job seekers, prompting the government to take measures to streamline the industry.
The temporary suspension on export of our labor to this region was occasioned by the above-mentioned challenges facing our migrant workers as we seek lasting solutions. And by the end of this exercise, 1, we want Kenyans to be respected outside. Second, as a country, we have a duty and an obligation to take care of our people.
However, Kenyans still travel to the Middle East in search of well-paying jobs, despite knowing about the ill treatment from some employers in the oil-rich region. This comes after the government announced on May 2019 that it will export workers abroad, particularly to the Middle East, in a bid to contain higher unemployment rates locally. The announcement by the then Cabinet Secretary for Labour, Ukur Yatani, was expected to see more Kenyans fly to the Gulf region to seek for jobs with the better payment terms. Yatani said Kenya had entered into a bilateral agreement with countries, including Kuwait, that will host Kenyan workers as well as better salary. However, despite the said agreements, security and safety of the Kenyans working in the Middle East and those in the hands of foreign employers are still accompanied by fear of doubt. This calls for the government to create more job opportunities to be able to accommodate and sustain its citizens. Reporting for Nation Spectacle, my name is Evans Odhiambo.